All right, folks, another video today. This one's going to be a little more detail about a specific event, about something I had mentioned in the last video that I made. But I really feel that I want to share this because everybody really needs to watch this full video, because I really think there's an important lesson to learn here. And if my pain and my struggles and my trials can help even just one person better understand their circumstances or their situation, or just help them get through it, then it's all worth it. But have you ever been in a situation where you're just looking at God and saying, what were you thinking? Like, why did that happen, or why did you do that? Well, this is a video about that. So without further ado, let me just jump right into it so I can get this done in a relatively quick fashion. So I've been involved with a woman, or I was involved with this woman. So this is a story about this woman, and this is about, the overall moral of the story is, trust the Lord. Just trust Him. Okay, so I'm just going to jump right into it. Back last July, okay, so I did online dating on Christian Mingle, the non-Christian site. And I have a policy, and I even write it on my profile there, is that I only talk to one woman at a time. You don't get involved with more than one person at a time. This seems like common sense, but it just seems that Christians don't have common sense, or at least people who profess Christianity don't have common sense. But that was always my policy, one person at a time. If it doesn't work out, you move on. But you don't get involved with multiple people. That's just not Christian. It's just not biblical. And so I meet this girl. She knows my policy. Right off the bat, she does confess that she has been getting to know one guy, but she's no longer interested in him. He's not reformed. This girl is reformed. She's reformed, and he wasn't reformed, so she was putting an end to it. Okay, good. All right. So about a week into us getting to know one another, I had asked her, am I the only one you're involved with? Am I the only one you're talking to? This is a very important policy for me. She says, yes, absolutely. You're it. There's nobody else. Okay, great. So this first time around, we're talking for about 6 weeks or so. Now, this girl, for me, was like sent straight from heaven. From her looks, to her personality, to her voice, to her desire to study theology and apologetics, everything. She was like from heaven. She was just off the chart, over the top, too good to be true. More than I ever hoped to ever find in a woman. And as a result, I just fell head over heels for this girl. I mean, I just fell in love with this woman very, very quickly. I couldn't imagine finding a better, more appropriate fit for me. And then one day, after, I don't know, roughly 6 weeks, she just up and disappears. I mean, it was going great. I mean, it was going great. She just gone, like a damn magic trick, just gone, okay? Just disappeared. And so I'm trying to give you a very long story in a short, condensed version here. So I start arguing with God over the next weeks and even months. I start arguing with God, literally. These are like conversations I'm having with the Lord. Like, why, Lord, do you not know, do you know what you're doing? You brought this woman into my life, and then you took her out. Are you not aware that she was the one I was supposed to marry? Are you not aware that she's the right girl for me? Do you need help? Do I need to give you some advice, Lord? Because I don't think you quite understand the situation. And all in all, the point was this, is I was not trusting the Lord. I didn't trust the Lord. So it seems, and this is just my perception of things. I'm not saying I know the secret counsel of the Lord, but this is my perception of things. It's as though the Lord said, through all of my arguing with him, okay, Chris, you don't trust me. You think I made a mistake. Okay, I'm going to bring this woman back into your life. And in doing so, I'm going to show you why I removed her to begin with. And this is all grace. This is actually very gracious of God to do this. But there's going to be a price to pay. It's going to be quite painful this time. If you thought it hurt the first time, it's going to be worse the second time. So in December 27th, I contact this girl. And she responds immediately. And again, very long story short, we start getting involved, start talking, and it's going great. It's going amazing. And I mean, to the point we're talking, we've discussed marriage. I mean, if I showed you the messages, it was like over the top awesome. Again, I'm giving you a very condensed version of this. Very condensed. So, turns out she decides to spring some things on me. She wants to reveal some things to me. I guess her conscience is finally catching up with her. Turns out, so we have a conversation where she just decides to start revealing a lot of stuff to me. Now, in this, I'm going to share some things about her that I'm sharing things about her because I believe it's pertinent to the reason why I'm even making this video. I'm not saying this to be mean or anything like that, honestly, because I actually genuinely care about this girl, but there's reasons why I'm going to share some information about her with you. So one day she decides to start revealing some things to me. One of the things she reveals to me is why she left the first time, which I'm still not convinced she's being honest, but I know why she left. There's more to it. She doesn't think I know, but I know. But she tells me why she bounced and disappeared that first time around. She tells me it's because she was talking to 2 other guys. She was actually involved with 2 other men. Not just me. She was lying the whole time. And then the other thing, again, this is a condensed version. There's more to it than this. The details and everything, the nuances. But she basically, in a nutshell, she has a boyfriend this whole entire time. She's got a boyfriend. And as a matter of fact, it's the boyfriend that she was supposed to be getting rid of that wasn't reformed when we first spoke. She's been with the guy the whole time. He was one of the 2. That's her boyfriend. And so she decides to spring a few more things on me. And apparently the reason why she's telling me all this is because she wants to be with me. She wants me. She apparently doesn't want her boyfriend. She wants me. So she's revealing all this to me, I guess for the purpose, her words, so that we can fix this and move on and move forward and put it in the past. Well, she has, again, she confesses to me that she has personally met 3 other men from Christian Mingle. And she slept with all 3 men. She then confessed that she had recently slept with her son's father, and then she slept with some guy at the gym. And I'm not even going to talk about her college years. We'll just leave those there. But not only did she sleep with during this confession, just 6 weeks prior, she had slept with her boyfriend and her son's father in the same week. This was just 6 weeks ago. She's a compulsive liar. I mean, just an absolute compulsive liar. Nothing she's ever said to me was the truth. She even admitted to me that regarding her boyfriend, she goes, I don't ever tell him the truth. She goes, I lie to him all the time. She even mentioned, and though I didn't get details because I didn't ask, she mentioned 2 other guys that she was either with or involved or something while she's with him. And the point is she just revealed all this stuff to me. What's the moral of the story here? This woman she's a train wreck. She's an absolute train wreck. She can't be trusted. She can't be faithful. If I had gotten involved with her, she would have done the same thing to me she's doing to her boyfriend. She would have had other guys on the side. She's a compulsive liar. Might be a sex addict. I don't know. But the point is, she's a complete and utter fraud. She's a phony. And I'm not saying this to be mean. These are just the facts, folks. And I've only given you this much detail out of this much, okay? She's a complete and utter fraud. She is not the person she pretends to be. She even lies and lies to herself and tries to convince herself. And what the point is, the lesson to be learned is that the Lord says, okay, I'm going to show you why she's not the one. I pulled her out of your life for a reason. Now, granted, he brought her into my life for a reason that first time, but he pulled her out for a reason, and I didn't trust him. I argued with him. And so he says, okay, Chris, and this is just my estimation, but okay, Chris, I'm going to show you why. And he showed me why. Because I fell in love with this woman over here. I fell in love with this perfect, pretty, God-fearing, good girl who presented herself like she had had sex one time. She didn't say that, but I mean, just the way she is. Just blow your mind, okay? I fell in love with this. She turned out to be this, okay? I fell in love with like Snow White or Cinderella. She turned out to be Freddy Krueger. She's a train wreck. The Lord saved me from a train wreck. And that's the lesson to be learned here. So the point is that even when it seems as though God is working against you, he's not. All things work together for the good of those who love him, who've been called according to his purpose. I didn't think he was working in my favor when he removed her the first time around. But it turns out he was working in my favor. She can't even be a Christian. There's just no possible way her or her boyfriend could be Christian. I mean, they sleep together. They're fornicators. We all have our sins. We all have our struggles, but this is like unrepentant sin. She's a compulsive liar. It's unrepentant sin. She has sex with every guy she meets. This is unrepentant sin. Again, we all struggle, but there's just no way possible in my mind I can wrap my head around that she's actually saved. And so the Lord saved me from an absolute disaster, what would have been or could have been an absolute disaster. The pain and suffering I'm experiencing now is minor compared to what could have been. The Lord rescued me. The Lord was guarding me and protecting me. But he was also gracious in revealing to me all of this, though at a price. So again, the moral of the story is, if it seems like God is working against you, he's not. The lesson I'm learning here, and the lesson I'm hoping you guys take from this, is that even when it seems like the Lord is against you, or he's not. There are things and information that we are not privy to, that the Lord is, obviously. And we just need to trust that the Lord does know what he's doing. And that we ought not to question him. Sure, mourn, be upset, and be sad, but trust. Trust the Lord. He knows what he's doing. He's got your best interest at heart, my best interest at heart, even when it doesn't seem like it. Even when it doesn't seem like it. And it did not seem like it. How could you bring this woman, the Cinderella, Snow White, this perfect princess, how could you bring that into my life and then remove her? Well, because that's not who she was. That's not who she was. But I didn't know that. I wasn't privy to the other information. We need to trust the Lord. So I hope that this video, I hope that this video is encouraging. I hope it helps some of you that may be going through similar struggles. It may not be women issues. It could be other types of issues. But I hope that this story can help you to realize that even when things don't look right, they are right. Even if they suck, even if it's painful, even if it hurts, the Lord is working for you, for your good. And we just need to trust that. I need to trust that. I need to trust that. So I hope this video has just been helpful. I just wanted to share this. I'm working through all of it. This is recent. This just happened. So I'm working all through this. So if you'll pray for me, and I'd appreciate it. All right, guys. God bless.